A good day and welcome to Oils Vehicles. My name is Magnus and I'm sure you've seen our sort of videos on the Midday Ioniq 5 that we've been doing over the last sort of few weeks, but I thought in this video we'd actually sort of talk about who we are and what we do. We don't just look at Hyundais all day. We are an EV car dealer, so we only deal in second-hand electric cars based in Northamptonshire. So this is our site, which will give you a bit of a tour around, talk you through a few points about what makes us unique and different to the other car dealers on the market, and just give you a bit of a feel for who we are and what we do. So this building we're walking up to, this is our Eco-Showroom, which is, as far as we're aware, the UK's first Eco-Showroom. So this is something that we designed and effectively built ourselves. Yes, I did quite a lot of the work myself, not that I look like I'm made for it, but I did, as well as obviously some contractors as well doing the more important parts of the building. But when we first started out in 2020, well, we started the building in 2021 at the start of it, so still in that sort of COVID era. We basically had this building here, as well as the gravel forecourt to the side, which is why there's a random sort of fence gate, because that was all fenced off, and a car port out the back where we sort of washed the cars and prepared them. So this bigger building, which we'll come on to a bit later, that was rented out to a sort of a body shop servicing centre. So, but now we have the entire site, and we've been trying to sort of make it a bit smarter, because everything you see here is pretty much how it was when the site was built in the 70s. So all the brickwork, obviously this tarmac is fresh. We're trying to do so much to our site to obviously smarten up our image and make us a nice presentable business and a welcoming place for our customers as well. This building here, you'll see in this shot, I apologise, it's a photo of a photo because we no longer have the original photo, but in the shot here, this is what the original site looked like. So you had this building here, which was effectively the back offices to a car showroom that went out onto the main road where there are now houses. There was a car showroom, a petrol station, and this for crash repairs, body work, that sort of thing. So the building here, we haven't done anything to it. It's the same height as what it was. Believe me, we probably would have gone a bit taller if we could have done, but we want to sort of avoid any complications and keep it as close to the original as possible. It's part of sort of the eco mindset, rather than building on greenfield sites and knocking it down and starting again. We thought, how can we make this building work? So all we've really done to it is repaired the roof, because the roof would come in. You'll see in this shot here, there was quite a few holes in the roof, buddleias growing through it. And repaired the roof, put some skylights in, and put these nice large doors in the front. So there was a brick, there were windows here, but we just basically took out some of the wall, made it a bit wider so we can get these doors in, which is obviously what we need for putting cars in and out. Other bits and bobs, you can just see running along the front here, the guttering is all copper, which we've got rainwater tanks at the back, and these help reduce the algae going into the tanks, and they look quite smart as well. And then you can just about see on the top, probably see better in this shot, we've got sedum trays on the roof, so they help absorb CO2 in the air for all the non-electric part exchanges we get and delivery vehicles and things like that. The other main thing of this building is probably the thermo wood. So this sort of wooden cladding, you can see, which we're doing around the rest of the site as well. This thermo wood cladding isn't treated or stained or anything. It's basically heated to such a high temperature that it sort of kills all the sap and bacteria and so forth. And it has greyed since we started the building. It was a sort of a nice sort of a tan brown, and now it's more of a sort of silvery grey wood, but we still quite like it. It's a natural look, which we think works. So I mean, if we come on inside, you can have a look at our showroom itself. Come on in. So we've kept it more for sort of the homely sort of warming environment. You can see all around the building that we've got more cladding on the inside. So this is plywood. We basically didn't want to use plasterboard because it's not all that eco. So we thought, what else can we use? Let's use birch plywood. So we've got this all around. You can take it off, you can reuse it, chop it up, do whatever. But obviously it keeps it a nice sort of environment, and it's all very well insulated in here. You'll see on our website we've got more details about this specific build, but in this sort of shot you can see it's got insulation on the outside and insulation on the inside. So on a day-to-day where it's quite fresh, it keeps the temperature quite nice in here, and likewise when it's hot it stays quite cool, and when it's cold this building's quite warm. So it's a nice sort of balance. Not only that is The other sort of ethos of the building was to only use materials that are obviously reusable or recyclable, and even sort of use reclaimed materials where possible. So the flooring is recycled rubber floor tiles. We haven't used PVC for the windows and doors, they're aluminium. So being metal, again, a bit more eco-friendly than the PVC would be. But yes, this is what we started with. We can actually squeeze 3 cars in here, not the size of what this Porsche is, but we can get 3 cars in here at a push. But now we tend to just have the 2 in here. We have actually had a Tesla Model X at the back with the doors up, which is one of the things when we did the building is, if you've seen Tesla Model X doors, how high they go up, we have to make sure they actually fit in this building, which they do just. So we do have an aircon unit. We've actually got 3 of them. We use 1. We don't actually need the other 2, but we just got the 1. That just keeps the temperature nice in here. We did look at air source heat pumps or ground source heat pumps, but the size, we have to do underfloor heating, which should obviously eat into our limited sort of building height, or use quite large radiators, which again will eat into the wall space. So we've opted for that, and it is powered from solar. So we've got 16 solar panels on the roof. So where this pillar is, this sort of back half is all solar. This front half is the sedum. So we've got 16 solar panels, which at their peak generate just under 7 kilowatts. And then we've got 2 5.2 kilowatt hour batteries in sort of our little techie corner over there, which that's a total of 11.4 kilowatt hours of storage. So not necessarily enough to completely charge a car 0 to full, but for running the building, yes. We very rarely use the entire capacity of those 2 batteries during the day. I mean, you can come on over, have a look. We've got an EV charger, Anderson there. This one actually is functional. So that one actually does charge cars in here. This is a little EO, which we've got on display. We're hoping to add a few more to have a sort of a amalgamation of EV chargers. So if you're looking at an EV, you can sort of see the chargers and what they look like. But coming over here, we're still doing a few bits and pieces. But yes, we've got the Give Energy inverter and 2 Give Energy batteries as well. So that's my office chair, which needs repairs. It's a Tesla seat, if you can believe it, but it's on the wonk. But no, we obviously stock more than just sort of cars. We are Earl's vehicles, so we do some electric bikes. We've got a Zero in here at the minute, and we did have a Harley Davidson here, but that went out for an MOT, so it's in our building next door. But yeah, we do quite a range of vehicles. We're looking down the commercial route as well, so we thought with anything electric, we want to sell it, basically. That's our idea. But we've got a garage door at the back for helping sort of load cars in. But then, other than that, this is sort of pretty much our showroom, hide behind pillars. So this is obviously our sort of office area. That's where the magic happens. And we've got a little store cupboard and toilets and so forth. And then we've also got, this is our little customer area. So a nice little space, nice and light. We've got TVs on the wall. We've got some of our awards and so forth, ID commended and sustainability award winners, which we like to sort of have on display because we're proud of our achievements and what we've done. So, but yes, let's take a wander next door. So before we go next door, we'll have a look at sort of the rest of our site. This concrete area here, it's still a bit rough and raw. What we're doing is we're going to put a carport here. So we're going to do basically a solar carport. So that'll give a nice little area to hand over cars in, which we do already. We hand over cars in this little area because this is all, the direction I'm facing now is south. So we get all the sun. So that's why we've got solar panels on that roof, and we're going to have them here on a carport as well. That will be quite a bigger installation than what we've got on our roof. That will go to effectively, we haven't quite firmed up the specs yet, but it's about, I think it's about 20 kilowatt hours worth of storage and around sort of 30 to possibly maybe 40 solar panels. Obviously just keep an eye out because we'll do a bit more about the progress of our solar carports in due course for those interested in solar panels and battery storage. So that's why this is here, and once we've got our carport up, we'll finish off the brickwork with the thermo wood cladding. So this is the original brickwork from the 70s. Yes, you can see there's a few patches in places where things have been extended and then de-extended, but that will all be smartened up with the thermo wood and give it a nice sort of, almost a Scandi theme to the site, which I've got we've got a loose Norwegian heritage, hence why I'm Magnus, so the Scandi theme kind of works for us. But coming around here, this is our EV Eco, our Iveco. So you might as well come and have a look at the badge. This admittedly is not electric, but we are using it for customer deliveries where possible, and because we can deliver the cars enclosed, which is obviously nice if you're having a car delivered, have it nice, looking nice and smart. But yes, we sort of played around with the badging, and we've got a new Eco, which is just a bit of fun really. But what else have we got? This is the sort of the gravel forecourt we started with. So we had this gravelled, had the fence running across here, going right the way around the boundary. We're trying to grow some plants around the back just to, you know, give it a bit more greenery around here. But yeah, this is where, if you've seen any of our older photos, you'll know that the cars, we used to take photos of the cars right in front of the aircon units here. So we had the logo on and the building in the background. I think somebody said it looked like a shipping container, so we sort of thought, well, let's change about how we do the photos. But this Hyundai here is a new arrival. We've done 3 videos on them. We do really like them. We aren't just doing the videos, we actually do like them. So we've got another one now. You might see some clips on this, but again, look at our other Hyundai stuff in the pop-up banner, which will be here, I think. We're still getting used to the YouTube thing. But yeah, around the back's the carport. It's a bit of a messy area. It's nothing too exciting, and we've got 4,000 litre, four 1,000 litre tanks for the rainwater back there, which collects off of all this roof. So gutters at the back, copper gutters at the back, gutters at the front, and they collect all the rainwater in the tanks, which we'll use for washing of cars, the toilet, things like that. So yes, our future plan is to sort of get this tarmacked as well. But at the time we just wanted to do the main sort of strip in because we'd had this gravelled already. So, but it looks nice and smart. If we come round, again, it's gone grayer now. We've had that lovely summer, and now of course it's showers every other day. But we've been trying to grow some grapes for organic wine. It's a long-term project. We've got, obviously, yeah, try and keep things nice with some greenery and keep it natural and yeah, welcoming. Not just the, you know, you go to a car showroom and it's just an industrial building, or it's a huge showroom which looks very, what's the word, imposing. So we try and create that sort of, that at-home, warm feeling here. You'll have to let us know if we're doing it well or not, but I think we are. So, but yeah, we have a little picnic bench back here, so when the weather's nice, sit outside. We'd like to, with our solar carport, put some chargers in, so you can actually sort of plug in, charge. We can talk about EVs. If you're looking at a new EV, you can charge one here, have a look at one that we've got in stock if you fancy it, or just have a chill if it's nice weather outside. We do put an umbrella out there when it is decent weather. But we'll have a look at this building now. So this is sort of what we've taken over. We're doing a lot of work to it. It will be, again, a work in progress on the inside, so it's not going to be in its perfect shape just yet, but in due course it will be. We'll try and, you know, do some updates so you can see. But yeah, no, we'll pop in and have a look. So come on in, have a look. This is our sort of new area that we've been working on. We've tried to keep with the eco theme, so we're sort of doing this eco style lounge. It's a work in progress still. It's very well insulated in here because these wood slats all have felt behind them. So it will probably make your eyes go funny looking at these too much, because it has made my, so doing that, yeah, it makes them go a bit weird. This is going to be a bit of a reception room. It could be a bit of a lounge for when we've got the chargers sort of sorted. In the meantime, we're sort of just using it as a bit of a media space. So we're looking at maybe go down podcasting, hence why we've got sort of the 2 chairs here, and that's more just a temporary storage place. But we might do some podcasting, talk about EVs a little bit, about more about who we are, what we do, that sort of thing. But this has all been redone. It used to be a very dark and dingy sort of reception room for the body shop, so we've tried to lighten it up, keep with some of our signature things, like rather than keeping a suspended ceiling, but we've done the wooden tiles, which are a little bit different, keeping with sort of the wood theme around the walls as well, but giving it a bit of a modern touch with the sort of wood slats with the black felt. Done black doors in places for toilets and so forth, so black flooring, give it a bit of a modern edge to it. But if we come through here, we can have a look in, it's a little slightly smaller door opening, but this is our next sort of work in progress. So this is currently where we store all the cars. I appreciate at the start of this video I said we're an EV dealer, and in this video you've seen about 4 electric cars in total. We've had a very busy week, so we are a little bit echoey in here at the minute. You can see sort of at the minute all the cars we've had go out, we've had a full range of sort of Teslas and MG, all sorts, as you can see. So this is where we're keeping our cars for the time being, because it means that they're always kept in the dry. It means if somebody wanted to come view your car in the same afternoon, the car's here, it's prepared, it's looking its best, rather than having them outside. Because we're not on a main road, we don't necessarily need to have them outside, because it's not like anybody's driving past going, oh, that's nice. So we sort of keep them in here for the time being. And we have a variety. We do all sorts. We've sort of got a selection of performance cars here. We've got sort of a variety of family cars. We've had a Tesla Model Y go out today. We've got another one in prep in one of the tents behind. We've had an MG4 go out as well. So a real sort of variety of cars that we stock. We like the performance cars, but again, all EVs are very quick, so they're all kind of performance cars. We also have our photo booth here. So this is something we actually built ourselves. So we basically got a company to make up the curtains and the track, and then we hung it all together. So if you would have seen obviously any photos of our cars. There you go. So they do work on a remote, but it's easier just to flick them on. It obviously gives a really nice look to the cars. It really enhances the quality. It means we always get consistent lighting. We've been fitting new lights to this building as well. But it means that you basically get to see the car in its best light. When we're doing them outside, if it was wet, I don't want to photograph a car in the wet. That's not sort of the quality that we go for. We like them to be in the dry, looking the part. So this one's about there. You'll see it appearing soon. It's a Model S Tesla Long Range Plus, which are quite rare. But you'll see that appear on our website probably before this video comes out, because that's how we work. But no, so this is obviously where we sort of keep our cars. Again, work in progress, still the original 70s building, has had a lot done to it. We're trying to smarten it up gradually. We've been doing a bit of paint, give it a bit of a brighter look to it. We've had the whole roof redone, so new roof lights. It's now better insulated for obviously better thermal efficiency. But again, new roof lights and so forth. New shutter doors. These used to be big metal ones, which are not very thermally efficient, so we've now got insulated roller doors, really just trying to improve our sort of eco credentials. And obviously as a business, things like this, yes, it's an investment doing the extra insulation, but it means our bills are less as well. So from a business point of view, it is good. But obviously from our point of view, it ticks the eco box and the smart business move as well. So yes, work in progress. The ultimate goal of this building is to be sort of EV servicing, and servicing is more of a loose term, but sort of maintenance and repairs. We've got the space to do it. You've seen outside, we could put these cars outside quite easily. We're putting up the carport, so obviously we can have cars kept under there if the weather isn't very nice, but we've got the space here to do some sort of servicing and maintenance, and we could be sort of a one-stop shop for sales, servicing and charging. That's the goal. Again, we've been doing this now we started this business 5 years ago this October, and we've been trading out of this site for what will be about 3 years of that, since we properly did the building and really got into it on a consistent basis. So we're still a little bit new to the game. We know EVs very well. We've always been sort of true to ourselves true to heart about what we stock and what we're about. We've always got eco in our mind when we're doing anything to the site. And we're also sticking to EVs. We only sell electric cars on our forecourt, full electric cars, and that's where we're going to keep it. And we are one of the very, very few dealers to actually only sell full electric vehicles. So no hybrids or anything, they're fully electric. So, well, there we go. There's sort of a bit of a tour in here. There's not much else to see apart from our wheel collection. So we have quite a selection of alloy wheels, mostly Tesla, but there's some BMWs up there as well. We tried to make it so if when we started out, we were doing a lot of Tesla Model S and Model X's, which we still do, quite a few of us you've just seen. You've got the choice of changing the wheels. We do it for the Model Y as well. We've got a set of Model Y wheels hiding up there somewhere, so you can always mix them around, which means we can do all of that here, which is quite nice. The only bit we haven't talked about is this sort of single story bit, which is where these windows are. That's our detailing bay. So again, a little bit of, obviously, it's not the smartest of areas, but we've been sort of repainting it and redid the floor, some lighting as well. It's a bit of a mess at the minute because obviously work in progress, cars are being worked on. It's not its tidiest, but yes, there's a bit of an insight. So thank you for joining me on sort of a tour of our site. Hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of sort of what we do here. Obviously we are an electric vehicle only retailer. We only sell used ones, and we only sell ones that we'd like ourselves. So every car here we hand pick, and they're cars that we'd happily go home in ourselves. Whether it be the little Fiat 500e that you saw earlier on in the video in the showroom, to the Porsche Taycan, we'd literally have any of them quite happily. So we're not just buying because it's got the most amount of margin in it or whatever. We buy them because we like them, and hopefully that, I feel like that sort of our passion is conveyed onto our customers, and which is why we get so many lovely reviews. But there's a bit of more about our site. We are tucked away. If you look at us on Google Maps, we look nothing like how the site currently does because of the satellite view is from quite a few years ago, and we've done some massive changes to this site. You can actually see here, and this is the photo that you saw earlier, whether you can see on here. So this is our sort of building here of the warehouse, which is all being re-roofed now. You can barely see the skylights in that. And this little back section here is our Eco-Showroom, and this was the original car garage on the front with a petrol station as well. So all this greenery now is houses. Everything down this side here is houses, and this sort of used to be the first or last point in the village. So we are now sort of hidden behind houses. So more often than not, if you do want to come to us for a used EV, you'll probably go past us the first time because we are tucked away. Always call us, I'll give you directions. Thank you very much for watching. We'll probably get a bit more back into the car stuff next video. But if there's anything, if you've got any questions on the building itself, by all means, please do let us know in the comments, or get in touch, phone call, email. We're more than happy to sort of talk about building and what we do. So, but in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.